right, welcome back. You know, it's not hard to find live music venues in Austin. We know that. But it is hard to find one with the history of Antone's. They're open 7 days a week until 2 in the morning with some of the best music you can find in Austin. Antone's has been around for more than 40 years now. The venue prides itself as Austin's home of the blues. Some of the best blues musicians in the world have been on that stage, including the great Stevie Ray Vaughan. No matter the night, you'll always find good music at Antone's. To check that schedule, you can check out their website, antonesnightclub.com, or just head over to 305 East 5th Street. The Elephant Room on Congress is also another great place in Austin to hear live music every night of the week. If you don't believe me, just check their schedule at elephantroom.com. It's got a lot of artists on there. They've been around since '91, hosting some of the hottest jazz around. No cover charge most weeknights and a small charge on the weekends. If jazz is your thing, the Elephant Room is the place. Again, you can find that at 315 Congress Avenue. I could just listen to that all day. All right, it would take a long time to list the businesses that have opened in Austin since 1964, but it wouldn't take long to list the businesses that have been open in Austin since 1964. There have been movies shot in the building, a documentary made about the building. There's also now a new book about the owner, a man with a great story to tell.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this time I want to welcome y'all to Broken Smoke, the last of the true Texas dancehall.
There aren't many honky-tonk owners that can say the best-selling artist of all time requested to play in their honky-tonk. But this spring, that happened to James White when Garth Brooks called the Broken Spoke.
Thank you very much.
Garth Brooks, when he came here, that was his idea to come here. He wanted to come in a real honky-tonk, and he had heard about the Broken Spoke.
Garth knows what people all around the world know about what the New York Times called the best honky-tonk of all time. This was the vision of a 25-year-old young man who was just finishing his service in the Army 52 years ago.
There's no blueprints of the Broken Spoke. Never been a blueprint of the Broken Spoke. I built it the way I wanted to. I had a bunch of people I grew up with, and they was older than I was, but they were carpenters, electricians, concrete workers, and they just chipped in. When I built it, there wasn't another building in sight. This land right here where we're sitting was like a cow pasture. And anyway, I think it had a couple of horses on it, you know.
Those horses, they've been replaced by roads, cars, and buildings. But White and the Broken Spoke are still going strong. Not bad for a honky-tonk owner that could only pay the early acts he booked $35 on a Saturday night. I
had enough money to buy 5 cases of beer, and I had to start. And within 5 cases, I sold them. I bought 10 cases, and that's how I progressed. Okay. Hey, I had 2 cigar boxes. I didn't even have a cash register.
That's right. There is a cash register now, one which James White still stands by proudly near the door to greet those who come in for a good time.
I just kind of live my dream, and I get to do exactly what I want to do, and people let me live that dream. I wrote a song, it's called The Broken Spoke Legend, and in one of the verses, with hammers and nails they built it, with Texas style on their mind. And after so many years of business, it's still one of a kind.
The pictures of all of the legends are hanging up on the wall.
Songwriter, businessman, entertainer, cook, James White does it all. What he doesn't like to do is change things, which is why his parking lot still isn't paved.
I tell him, I said, you know, we're kind of like the Alamo. We've got apartments all around us in big buildings, but when you get right here, you look around, you can't see the apartments. You're at a dance hall. You're in the best honky-tonk in Texas, and that's the feel they get.
If these walls could talk, they could tell you about Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson, Robert Duvall, even Clint Eastwood. But the heart of their story would be the heart of this honky-tonk, an Austinite with a vision and a dream that's still coming true.
What's that old saying? It might be ragged, but it's right, you know?
I like that.
And it's ragged, but it's right.
I tell you what, welcome tonight. Y'all have a good time right here at the Broken Spoke.
I love that place.
Nice. James White, he needs to get you a shirt like this.
He is
I like
the best.
The glitter.
All right, coming up tomorrow, our Authentic Austin series continues. I know you've seen a lot of these around town. We're talking to artists, folks who make the streets and buildings unique and beautiful. We'll hear from them and take a look at some of the great murals in and around our city. That's tomorrow morning on Daybreak. Now, you can check out the rest of our Authentic Austin series on the website. That, of course, is KVUE.com.
There's so many murals. I can't wait to take a look at those, too.
Some great artists out there.